Very good morning. Thank you for tuning in to Monday's edition of Quick Morning. I'm Samisha Srivastava. We'll get you all the top stories from across the country and the globe. Let's get started. Prime Minister Modi and Spanish Prime Minister will inaugurate the Tata aircraft complex in Vadodra today. In fact, the Spanish Prime Minister has arrived in Vadodra early this morning. This facility that is to be inaugurated will manufacture C-295 military aircraft through Tata Advanced Systems that would mark India's first private sector final assembly line for military aircraft. In fact, according to Prime Minister's office, 40 aircraft will be built at this facility, while aviation giant Airbus will deliver 16 aircraft directly. The complex will encompass a comprehensive ecosystem for the full life cycle of the aircraft, which includes manufacturing, assembly, testing, qualification, delivery and maintenance. In fact, during his visit to his home state, Prime Minister Modi will also launch development projects that exceed 4,900 crore rupees in Amreli. Key initiatives include the inauguration of Bharat Mata Sarovar in Dudhala, additional rail, water, road and tourism projects that will also be launched that would benefit residents across Amreli, Jalandhar, Morbi and other districts. Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma on Sunday stated that the states bordering Bangladesh must coordinate among themselves and with the BSF to thwart infiltration attempts, further noting that the Assam and Tripura governments are already collaborating with the border force, but it will be a well-orchestrated effort only if West Bengal also begins identifying the infiltrators. This is crucial because individuals sent back from these two northeastern states may re-enter through Bengal. Himanta Biswa Sarma also emphasized that the state governments must proactively identify illegal migrants. Despite these efforts, some infiltrators have managed to enter other states of India, as is evident with the arrest of several illegal immigrants. The Chief Minister mentioned that 138 infiltrators were identified and sent back from Assam in last 2 months itself by the state police as well as the BSF, further asserting that those attempting to enter India illegally are Rohingyas, not Hindus. A Delhi court is likely to pronounce its order on the regular bail plea of engineer Rashid today. He had been lodged in Tihar jail since 2019 after the NI arrested him under the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, which is the UAPA, in a 2017 terror funding case. Additional Sessions Judge had granted him interim bail on 10th of September to enable him to campaign for the assembly elections in J&K. The judge extended his interim bail until 20th of October on grounds of his father's health. The counsel for the accused had informed the court that this was the last time his client was seeking an extension. In a significant breakthrough, the Jalandhar police, led by Police Commissioner Swapan Sharma, arrested 4 individuals on Sunday, which includes a key aide of Amritpal Singh. The 4 individuals who have been identified are Lakhwinder Singh, Gurbej Singh, Satinder Singh and Bharat. They were involved in illegal arms smuggling, drug trafficking, extortion and other criminal activities. Authorities even recovered 10 cartridges of 12 bore, 8 cartridges of 315 bore and 100 grams of heroin from the accused. Revealing the details, the Commissioner of Police stated that this racket had been operational in the state and was planning a major action to disrupt law and order situation. Phone records and messages uncovered from their devices revealed plans to target their rivals. An FI that has also been registered at a police station in Jalandhar. Further investigation into the case is on. Maharashtra Chief Minister Eknath Shinde is set to file his nomination today from Kopri Pachwa Khadi constituency. That would mark a significant step as the state gears up for assembly elections. Shinde's nomination is anticipated to strengthen his faction's position in the upcoming elections. Shinde recently released the second list of candidates from his faction of the Shiv Sena that features 20 names. Major ones include Milind Deora, who will contest against Aditya Thackeray from the Worli constituency. Notably, the candidates list includes BJP leaders running under the Shiv Sena banner that reflects Shinde's strategy to unite political forces as the election date approaches. Shinde's leadership and candidate selection are expected to play a pivotal role in shaping the outcome of the polls as he seeks to rally support and present a formidable challenge to the opposition, which is the MVA in Maharashtra. Central Railway on Sunday proposed a temporary restriction on sale of platform tickets at major stations to reduce festive crowding. The move comes hours after 9 people were injured at Western Railway's Bandra terminus while trying to board a train to Gorakhpur in Uttar Pradesh. The injured were trying to enter the express train when it was entering platform number 1 in a release that was issued. During the day, the Central Railway said that the platform ticket sale restrictions will be in force in the Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj Terminus, Thane, Kalyan and many other stations with immediate effect. This restriction has been imposed to manage anticipated crowd during the upcoming Diwali and Chhath Puja festive season and aims to manage crowding on platforms and ensure smooth passenger movement within station premises. Senior citizens and those with medical needs, however, are exempted from those restrictions. A woman sustained minor injuries to her hand after a fire broke out at a cracker shop. On Sunday night, the fire occurred while the firecrackers were being stored in a shop. 4 to 5 fire tenders were pressed into service and the blaze was brought under control. Several men also sustained injuries. Meanwhile, 7 to 8, this is an incident that's coming to light from Hyderabad, Telangana. The unsettling pattern of bomb threats targeting Indian Airlines shows no signs of abating, with more than 50 flights receiving alarming security alerts on Sunday alone. The ongoing crisis has resulted in diversion of 2 flights, heightened anxiety among travelers. In past 2 weeks, more than 350 flights operated by Indian Airlines carriers have been subjected to hoax bomb threats, primarily transmitted via social media. The surge in threats has prompted airlines to take swift action to ensure passenger safety. Akasa Air reported that 15 of its flights were flagged for security inspections on Sunday itself. Fortunately, all aircraft were cleared for operations following checks by the authorities. The situation remains concerning. Indigo experienced significant disruption with threats reported for 18 of its flights, while Vistara faced alerts for 17 as authorities investigate the source of these threats. Passengers remain on edge with air travel safety under heightened scrutiny across India. And time to take a look at the business stories that we're tracking in Monday's edition of Quick Morning. Let's get started. Swiggy, the popular food and grocery delivery platform, is poised to make a significant entry into public market with an initial public offering that is valued at approximately $11.3 billion. The much-anticipated IPO is scheduled for public subscription between 6th of November and the 8th. The IPO will feature a primary component upsized to around 4,500 crore rupees, while the total size of the offering is expected to range between 11,700 crore rupees to 11,800 crore rupees. The competitive landscape for Swiggy includes rivals such as Zomato, which launched its own IPO in July in 2021. Zomato's shares, meanwhile, have surged by 136.68% in past 1 year, creating high expectations for Swiggy's debut as well. Now, while Swiggy prepares for its IPO, Zomato is concurrently seeking funds through qualified institutional placements. Swiggy has received approval from the Securities and Exchange Board of India in September, initially filed for its IPO under a confidential route. This strategy, introduced by SEBI in November of 2022, which allows companies to keep sensitive information private until finalizing the IPO plans, thereby reducing competitive risks. In other stories that you're tracking, the centre on Sunday dismissed reports of storage space shortage that affects paddy procurement in the state of Punjab. Centre termed it as misinformation created with vested interests. Union Food Minister Prahlad Joshi on Sunday assured that creating adequate storage space remains the government's responsibility. The ministry has formed a high-level committee under the FCI chairmanship to monitor storage capacity and monitor movement plans weekly. The state currently accounts to 14 lakh ton storage capacity, which would increase to 16 lakh ton by 1st of November. An additional 31 lakh ton capacity is also being developed under the Private Entrepreneurship Guarantee Scheme. On Sunday, India's cyber security agency, the CERT, released a list outlining various online scams being carried out by fraudsters in the country that focus primarily on a tactic known as digital arrest. The Computer Emergency Response Team of India stated that digital arrest is a scam because government agencies do not use platforms like WhatsApp or Skype for official communication. In such cases, victims receive phones, calls, emails, or even messages claiming that they are under investigation for illegal activities like identity theft or money laundering. The scammer threatens arrest or legal repercussions unless the victim takes immediate action, often instilling panic to hinder rational thought. The advisory urged individuals contacted by these cyber criminals to remain calm as scammers use fear and urgency to manipulate their victims. HSBC Global Research has reiterated its outlook on Ola Electric maintaining a buy rating. and setting a target price of 110 per share. The investment bank based its decision on a follow-up assessment of Ola's service centers, which showcased improvements in operational efficiency and customer service. According to HSBC's report, Ola Electric has made strides in streamlining its service centers, reducing backlog by 20 to 30% month over month. Observations indicate that vehicle outflow now slightly surpasses inflow, signaling an easing of congestion. HSBC attributed this improvement to an increase in technicians across both large and small service stations. HSBC has also noted that Ola Electric's appeal lies in its early advantage within the EV market, especially in EV bike segment, where it is considered at least 2 to 3 years ahead of its competition. Neeta Mukesh Ambani, founder and chairperson of Reliance Foundation, has announced the launch of new health Seva plan on Sunday, a major healthcare initiative that is aimed at improving access to essential screenings and treatments for children, adolescent girls and women. The program, which celebrates the 10th anniversary of HN Reliance Foundation Hospital, is set to offer extensive free healthcare services. As part of new health Seva plan, Ambani has pledged free congenital heart disease screenings and treatments for 50,000 children, as well as breast and cervical cancer screenings for 50,000 women. This initiative will provide free cervical cancer vaccinations to 10,000 adolescent girls in the country. On Sunday, Raymond chairperson Gautam Singhania criticized Lamborghini India and Asia heads for failing to address issues he raised after a last drive of a Lamborghini car. The vehicle broke down in the middle of Mumbai Road on 3rd of October. He also claimed to have encountered multiple issues with the vehicle with just 15 days left for delivery. Singhania's post sparked reactions on social media, where many users voiced disappointments in Lamborghini's lack of customer response. And let's now shift focus to international stories that we are tracking, with key focus on the US presidential elections and the conflict in the Middle East region. And as we bring you the latest on the race to the White House, Kamala Harris and Donald Trump have been gearing up to face off with each other in the upcoming elections. Let's tracking the latest on that. Former First Lady of US Michelle Obama joined Vice President Kamala Harris' campaign in battleground state Michigan. Obama delivered a searing speech in support of Kamala Harris during a rally that was held. It was her first appearance on the campaign trail since the Democratic National Convention over the summer. Obama's speech focused on abortion rights and challenged men to vote for Kamala Harris to be the country's first female president. She urged men to not allow their anger at the country's slow pace of progress to prevent from thinking of the women who could be harmed under a second Donald Trump presidency. Harris also took to stage after Michelle Obama and promised the crowd that she would keep their interests in mind, unlike Trump, who she accused of not only being interested in himself.
If Donald Trump is president again, at some point or another, that ugliness will touch all of our lives. And it will not matter what you look like, how you worship, who you love, or how you vote. If you don't make 6 or 8 or 12 figures, if you're not famous, if you criticize or disagree with him in any way, if he doesn't view you as his equal or relevant to his ambitions, I promise you, he will not think about you when he gets into the Oval Office.
Meanwhile, at a rally in Michigan, Donald Trump criticized Kamala Harris for a recent campaign event in Houston, where he noted that the crowd reacted negatively to her despite the presence of celebrity guest Beyonce. Trump even remarked on the need for Harris to attract attention through star power. At a rally, also accused local politicians, particularly Kamala Harris, of failing to protect American jobs and interests, calling them either stupid or corrupt. Donald Trump also criticized the decision to allow China into the World Trade Organization, arguing that it harmed American workers while benefiting foreign nationals, continuing his barrage of attacks on Kamala Harris, labeling her as a train wreck responsible for widespread destruction. He claimed that recent events in Israel would not have occurred if she had not been in office, equating her leadership to instability. He also called out Harris for campaigning alongside ex-Republican whom he referred as Muslim-hating warmonger, linking her to past military actions in the Middle East region.
Kamala Harris is a train wreck who has destroyed everything in her path. And by the way, October 7th in Israel would not have happened either. Those people that were slaughtered would not have happened, they'd be living today. They'd be home with their parents or with their families. Kamala is campaigning with Muslim-hating warmonger Liz Cheney, who wants to invade practically every Muslim country on the planet. And let me tell you, the Muslims of our country, they see it and they know it.
President Joe Biden went to a union hall in Pittsburgh on Saturday to promote Kamala Harris' support for organized labor. He mentioned that Kamala Harris once walked a picket line with the United Auto Workers to garner support. Biden's remarks to the mostly male audience also reference to the gender divide that has been a consistent feature of this year's presidential race, especially in the Democrat campaigns. He also said that women deserve more opportunities than they've received in the past. Speaking of his former opponent and Republican incumbent, presidential nominee Donald Trump, he said that he is a loser.
Donald Trump is a loser. He's a loser as a candidate. And more importantly, in my view, and I'm just going to say it straight up, he's a loser as a man.
Russia released a statement saying that its forces had seized control of one of the settlement in Donetsk region, while Ukraine on the same day reported grim situation on the front lines. The Russian Defense Ministry said in a briefing that its army groups had struck Ukrainian military personnel and equipment over the past 24 hours, and its forces had even targeted multiple Ukrainian military airport facilities and drone warehouses. Meanwhile, the General Staff of Ukrainian Armed Forces reported 90 battles on the front lines, with the most intense fighting taking place in the regions in Ukraine. Ukrainian forces were also taking all possible measures to prevent Russian advances, with Sumy and Chernihiv regions continuing to suffer from Russian shelling, as per the Ukrainian ministry. The Philippines has been reeling from the aftermath of tropical storm, which has resulted in more than 100 fatalities and many still missing as a result of flooding and landslides. The president reported that numerous areas still remain isolated and cut off, complicating rescue efforts for those in distress. The storm, which passed through on Friday, has claimed the lives of at least 81, with expectations that the toll may rise in the hard-hit regions. While rescue operations continue in the region, as the death toll is likely to rise to more than 100 in the country. Former Bolivian president alleged that he survived an assassination attempt while unidentified assailants opened fire on his car in the coca-growing region in the country. Morales claimed that at least 14 shots were fired, injuring his driver, although he emerged unharmed. Speaking on his weekly radio show, he accused the president of orchestrating the attack amid escalating political tensions and ongoing protests by the supporters of the former president against the current administration. Political roadblocks have even disrupted food and fuel supplies as divisions deepen within the country. We head into a very short break, but when we come back, we have a packed edition lined up from the world of sports and entertainment. Welcome back. You're watching Quick Morning. I'm Samiksha Srivastava. Let's now take a look at the sports stories that we're tracking in Monday's edition of Quick Morning. Wicket-keeper batter Mohammad Rizwan was named as Pakistan's ODI and T20 captain, replacing Babar Azam as the selectors announced the squads for the white ball tours of Australia and Zimbabwe beginning 4th of November. Salman Ali Agha was made vice captain for all future ODI and T20 international assignments. The Pakistan Cricket Board demoted Premier pacer Shaheen Shah Afridi to Category B from Category A and did not offer central contracts to senior players like Waqar Zaman and Ikhtiar Ahmed and Usama Mir for the 2024-2025 season. Test skipper Shan Masood remain in Category B despite Pakistan scoring a comeback from behind for a 2-1 series victory over England recently. Pacer Omar Nazimir starred in the 6-wicket haul as Jammu and Kashmir secured the first win of the ongoing Ranji Trophy, defeating Services by an innings and 24 runs in a Group A match to take the second place in the points table. Mir's exceptional bowling performance yielded figures 12-1 and 55 for 6, helping dismiss Services for just 132 runs in 32 overs. Paralympics Sivajan Soleimalai and Sukat Kadam delivered standout performances, hoping India would win an impressive 24 medals at the Japan Para Badminton International. India won 6 gold, 9 silver and as many as bronze medals, many bronze medals and 9 silver medals in the tournament. At the age of 17 years and 106 days, Yamal became the youngest goal scorer in El Clasico history. Yamal broke the 77-year-old record when Barcelona's Alfonso Navarro scored an El Clasico goal at the age of 17 years and 356 days. Real Madrid Spanish League and the local government condemned racist insults against Lamine Yamal during El Clasico, and Madrid said that it was working to identify those who abused the Barcelona forward. Madrid said that it had opened an investigation in order to locate and identify the perpetrators of those deplorable and despicable insults so that appropriate disciplinary and judicial measures could be taken. Former Australian batter Stuart Law, who had previously served as head coach of Bangladesh and West Indies, was appointed as US head coach in April this year, and during his time at the top job, the US stunned Pakistan in the T20 World Cup 2024 match and also went to qualify for the Super 8 of the 20-team tournament that was played from 1st of June till 29th in West Asia, West Indies and the US. Hervé Renard was hired to coach Saudi Arabia for the second time 2 days after the departure of Robert Mancini. The Frenchman most recently coached France women to the Paris Olympic quarterfinals and was previously in charge of Saudi Arabia from 2019 till 2023, a tenure that included a 2-1 win over Argentina at the T20 World Cup in Qatar. And in entertainment stories that we're tracking, Johnny Depp has been awarded with Lifetime Achievement Award. Let's take a look at those entertainment stories that we're tracking in this edition. Johnny Depp was honoured with Lifetime Achievement Award at the Rome Film Festival on Saturday, where his fans waited for hours to get a glimpse of the star. Italian actor was also Scamarino presented Depp with the award as he was attending the festival to be alongside Depp at the screening of Modi, which Depp directed. Fans started queuing at 4:30 a.m. local time on Saturday morning to have a chance to get up close and personal with the Pirates of Caribbean actor. Depp's directorial Modi, which will also be screened at the film festival in a biopic of Italian artist and shows the last 73 hours of the artist's life in Paris in 1916. The film stars El Pacino. This year is the 19th edition of the Rome Film Festival, with 29 countries participating and 18 films having entered in competition.
I have to salute you all because you've truly been warriors and heroes. And you're the very reason that I do continue and want to continue to make films.
Angelina Jolie premiered Maria in Los Angeles on Saturday as part of the 2024 AFI Fest. The film, directed by Pablo Larraín, tells the story of renowned opera singer who wanted to make opera accessible. Jolie said that making this movie and studying Callis made her appreciate opera in a way she never had, particularly as an accessible art form. Part of her intense preparation for the role includes listening to tapes of singing lessons. Speaking of her role, Jolie said that she did not realize it at that time, but that she felt a supernatural connection with the late singer Maria, which hit select theatres in November and will be available to stream on Netflix from 11th of December this year. At the Rome Film Festival, Ralph Fiennes, Sergio Castelletto and director Edward showcased their latest film, Conclave. The film, adapted from Robert Harris' novel, delves into intense discussions and political maneuvering alongside Catholic Church's top clergy as select a new pope. As a select a new pope, he's been portraying Cardinal Lawrence expressed his intrigue about whether Vatican officials might be tuning into the film coverage. The film was being shown just a short distance from where Pope Francis lives, which adds heightened level of intrigue to the event.
I was brought up a Catholic. My mother was a committed Catholic. I rebelled against the Catholic Church when I was 13, but I've always had a curiosity about faith, and indeed in researching it and talking to various priests and people of faith, some of them are preoccupied with profound questions. I also think that it's often human nature to resist change.
Venom: The Last Dance had a rocky start at the box office, earning $51 million in its opening weekend, well below expectations. Studio projections had aimed for around $65 million, and this debut marks a significant decline from the first two films in the franchise, which opened at 80 with $80.2 million and $90 million respectively. Despite the disappointing domestic figures, the film is faring better internationally, raking in $124 million globally. And that's all we have for you in this edition of Quick Morning. Do not go anywhere. All stories, top news to continue from across the country and the globe after we come back after this very short break.